Terry, and I am a librarian at the Norman Public Library East. I love the library. It allows me to be curious and always learn, and so I'm really grateful for this fun opportunity to do a little mini lesson with you guys and a little craft. So today we're going to talk about sound waves, and we are going to make a homemade instrument using materials that I bet most of you have at your houses. So to get started, I want to know who watching actually knows how to whistle. So if you are watching this video and you're by yourself, you can whistle by yourself. If you're with a friend, you can whistle. So I'm going to give you just like 5 seconds to go ahead and whistle, and I'm going to do it too. Okay. Oh, that wasn't it. I'm not a very good whistler. Are any of you better than me at whistling? I hope so. Well, whistling is actually really interesting because our mouth is becoming an instrument. So when we whistle, we are blowing air through our mouth and we're making a noise. My noise was not very loud, but I bet some of yours was actually really loud and sounded so beautiful. So we made a noise or a sound. And sound is made by vibrations. So to understand a little bit about vibrations, I want you to cup your hands around your mouth and I want you to hum, okay? Hum, 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 hum. You can even do your favorite song if you want to. So let's do that again. Hum, hum, hum. Did some of you feel your hands vibrating a little bit? Well, that's because your air is moving through the vocal cords in your body, and it's actually making a sound. And so that is an example of sound being made through vibrations. So when you blow into an instrument, into the opening of an instrument, it makes vibrations, and the vibrations push through air to make a sound. When you're whistling, what did I say? Let's remember, our mouth is the instrument, right? And your breath is what makes those vibrations, and then in turn, the sound. So what are some instruments that you might know of that you blow into and then sound comes out? I'm going to let you even pause that and talk with someone around you or just think about it for just a second. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple examples and I'm going to act them out. And I'm not the best actor, so you can laugh at me if you want. But here's my first example. Are you ready? So this instrument is about this big, and then I'm going to play it. Here I go. What do you think that instrument is? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said trumpet, you are correct, and good job on figuring out my acting. I'm going to do another instrument that we blow into and sound comes out, and it actually looks a little bit like a trumpet, but it's a little bit longer, okay? And then you also have to kind of move something besides your fingers when you're doing it. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to try to figure out what that is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said trombone, then you are correct. I think I'm going to do one more that I think a lot of you guys will know. Again, it's a little smaller kind of instrument. It's kind of lightweight, and it's in the shape of kind of, a tube. And you hold it to your mouth like this, and you go, so what is that instrument called? Again, I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said flute, then you really know your instruments. So there's a lot more instruments that you can blow into and sound comes out. The ones that I mentioned were all part of the brass family, but there's also woodwind. There's lots of instruments that make sound when you blow in. And so if you think about it, you're welcome to talk more with whoever you're watching with, and you can talk about all the instruments that do that. So now we're going to move into another part of our lesson, and we're going to learn about something called sound waves. So we demonstrate what sound waves look like by thinking about the ocean, which when I think about the ocean, it really makes me want to go to the beach. But let's get back to it. We're going to talk about sound waves. So let's make a wave kind of look right here, okay? So think about the waves, okay? So when we think about waves and sound waves, we're going to talk about something called a wavelength. A wavelength is the term we use to define the beginning of the sound all the way to the end. So here's the beginning, ah, and then that was the end. And so we think about waves like that. So here's an interesting tidbit about wavelengths. The shorter the wavelength, so the shorter from the beginning to the end, and the quicker the vibrations, then the higher pitch it's going to be. So when we make our sound waves, we're going to make them really short and really fast, and then we're going to make a high sound, okay? Are you ready? Ah! Now again, I'm not really a scientist, and I'm not really a musician or a wonderful singer, but that's why the library is so cool. I get a chance to learn about all sorts of different things. Are you ready? Let's do it again. Ah! Good job. So the opposite is also true. The longer the wavelengths, the slower and less amount of vibrations there are, and therefore the pitch is lower. So let's do a long wavelength, and they're going to come a little bit slower, and then they're also going to have a lower pitch. Are you ready? Good job. So, in other words, short waves have a higher frequency, that's the amount of times they come, and a higher sound, okay? And then the opposite is true. Longer waves have a lower frequency and a lower sound. So let's think about what are some sounds that have high pitches. I'm going to let you think about it with whoever you're with or by yourself for just a second. And then I'm going to come up with one that I think you might know. So this is a high pitch sound. Are you ready? Squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak, 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 squeak. What might that be? If you said mouse, you're correct. So a mouse has a very high-pitched noise. So that means the waves are quick and they're short when they make their noise. Now I'm going to give you one that is a very low pitch, okay, and a low sound. And actually first I'll let you think about one. Maybe you have one in your head. And now I'm going to give you my idea, and maybe you thought of this one too. Are you ready? If you said elephant, that's right. An elephant has a very low sound. So that means that the wavelength is really long and it's very slow, okay? And so that is an example of sounds that we just hear in nature. And they have high pitches and low pitches, and the wavelengths look different. All right, so thank you so much for listening to our lesson. I hope you've learned a little bit, and now we're going to get into the making part of it, all right? So today, we are going to make something pretty fun and pretty simple. We're actually going to make something that I have heard is the best-selling instrument in the world. So that is my trivia question for you. What is the best-selling instrument in the world? According to a few websites that I've seen at least. I'm going to let you come up with a couple ideas. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple hints. It's small. It's about this big. You blow through it. It kind of can sound like a kazoo a little bit. And there are some musicians that I'm going to name that maybe you might know played this, but one of my favorites is Billy Joel. So maybe if you have a big person watching this with you, they would know. And so I'm going to show you what this instrument is. Did that sound really pretty? So this is called a harmonica. All right? And now this is a homemade harmonica, but you're going to get a chance to make this yourself, okay? So why do you think this might be the best-selling instrument in the world? I was kind of thinking about that myself, and some of the answers that I found or came up with is that it's very portable. That means it's easy to carry around. I could stick this in my pocket and just whip out this and start playing my harmonica wherever. It's also very affordable because it's small. It can sometimes be made out of plastic, or in this case, you'll see what we're making ours out of. And then also it has it's easy for beginners to play. Not all instruments are easy for beginners to play, but harmonicas are, which is kind of fun. So we're going to go ahead and make our harmonica, and I'm going to share the materials you need so you can gather this and make this at home. So first of all, you need 2 popsicle sticks, and if you can get a popsicle stick that's thick, it would make a big difference. So 2 popsicle sticks that are somewhat thick. Next up, you're going to need a thick rubber band. Okay? Then you're going to need just 2 regular size rubber bands. And then lastly, you're going to need 2 pieces of straw that are about 1 inch to 1.5 inches long. So you can actually take 1 straw and just cut 1 inch to 1.5 inches a couple times. All right, let's get into it. So first of all, you're going to take the very first popsicle stick, and you are going to take the thick rubber band and you're going to wrap it 1 time. Oop, it's okay if you mess up. See, so if you are like a little frustrated or you can't quite get it, just know it just takes a little bit of practice and maybe help from a big person. So we have that wrapped around like so. Next up, we're going to take our straw pieces and we're going to put those through or underneath the thick rubber band, just like so. Someone once told me this looks like a skateboard. So you're going to make it look like a skateboard, okay? Next up, you're going to take your second popsicle stick and you're going to smash it on top of the little skateboard looking thing like that. You're going to smash it on top. Now, this is the part that can be a little more challenging. So if you have a big person by you, feel free to ask them to help you with this, or I just want to encourage you to try your hardest, okay? It's okay to not be perfect at making things like this. I'm not even really a great crafter, so I have to try things a few times, okay? And I've done this a few times myself. So we're going to wrap the little rubber band around the smashed popsicle sticks and make it pretty tight, like so. Now we're not quite done, but we're getting there. But we're going to take the next rubber band and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And I know I made this look really quick, but it's only because I've done it a few times. So now we're basically done with our harmonica, okay? And you might be asking, why are these straws in here? Well, these straws actually help to show the mini lesson that we were just talking about with wavelengths. So when the straws are farther apart, then the sound through our harmonica is low, all right? It's a low pitch sound. But if I was to scoot these little straws in just a little bit, and hopefully I still have room for my mouth, make sure there's room for your mouth, but it should make the sound a little different. Did you hear that? It's a little bit, what? Higher pitch. And so that is because there's less space for those little waves, so they're going to come quicker and shorter, as opposed to when I stretch it out, then they can be longer. Okay? So here we go again. You guys should be better than me at this, but you can get the point. And then here's the next one. All right, so this is your harmonica. My one suggestion when you're using this harmonica is to make sure and press down on it when you're playing. It makes the sound come out clearer. And I do want to say I got this idea from a website called Science Buddies. It's free online and they have lots of cute little mini lessons. So I got this idea from them, and you might find something else on there that you enjoy as well. I hope you enjoyed learning about sound waves and making this really fun homemade instrument. And now you can just go crazy in your house and play it all over the place. Maybe come up with some songs. Maybe go put on a concert for some neighbors. And I hope that you come visit the library someday. We really appreciate getting to see our customers come in, getting to hear that they've watched some of these videos. And also, we'd love to hear other suggestions of programs that you'd like to have like this in the library. So thank you so much for listening, and you have a wonderful day.